What's happening, Colorado? You are listening to the official Colorado Cars and Coffee podcast. Thank you for tuning in to part 2, Mark 2, whatever you want to call it. I like Mark 2 personally. If you are listening now and you listen to our first podcast, you are probably my girlfriend. If you're not my girlfriend and you did decide to join us again, we're extremely grateful. That's awesome. Keep coming back. We got a lot of good feedback last week. We'd love more feedback. The more, the merrier. Yell at us in any of our various modes of communication. We plan on keep doing this. So yeah, thanks for coming on this adventure with us. We are all pretty new at this. I am Alex. I am your hopeless guide through all of this chaos. I'm joined today by Steve, the CEO of CO C&C.
Wow. Okay. Hey, it's Steve. How you doing? Thanks for joining.
Terry, our CO C&C OG.
Yay. Yeah, thanks for joining the podcast.
And Hayden.
Hayden has no title.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, I'm just producer slash young Jamie of the podcast. I don't know what I am, but hello.
Executive producer.
DJ?
We I don't know. DJ,
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Giorno.
It's more producer in this context, but that's okay. Not playing songs over here, you know.
We did not fire Matt. Matt did an excellent job last week with the quality of the podcast. Just couldn't join us this week. So Hayden's helping us out with the recording, mastering the audio.
Yeah.
Some updates on the podcast itself. I believe, Steve, I'm going to put you on the spot here. We are on Spotify? Question mark?
We are on Spotify. We are.
Hey.
Well,
You can search
really
for
is basically
Colorado Cars and Coffee, and you'll find our unofficial podcast number 1 out there.
Fantastic. So find us on Spotify. Find us on YouTube. 2 different ways to listen to us now. We're going to work on expanding that a bit to make it as easy as possible for us to get to your ear holes.
I was just gonna say, I mean, if we've ascended to the level that we're on Spotify, I mean, we're basically the Joe Rogan experience at this point.
Yeah, might as well be.
Yeah,
we're the Cars and Coffee experience.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
We have booked Elon Musk next week for an interview. He's gonna smoke some pot then too. So we're right up there.
We can load up on puts right before.
Right before.
So topic 0 today, I want to plug a quick non-car news piece. Go Nuggets! The Denver Nuggets have went over the Jazz. Game 1 versus the Clippers starts tomorrow. At tomorrow from recording time, it'll be a day behind for air time. But yeah, go Nuggets! Pretty excited about that actually. Something to watch during the middle dead time of our racing and car events.
Yeah, sports ball.
Me and Steve just both said sports.
Yes, sports ball.
Close enough.
Yes.
So the sentiment is very much the same.
All right. Apparently, I'm the sole person that cares about Nuggets basketball, but
no, I feel you. Are the
yeah.
Do you watch the hockey?
I do not watch the.
I believe the Avs might. Well, they also have simultaneous playoffs, and I know nothing about what's going on, but I believe the Avs might still be in there. So
yeah,
that is my useless contribution to sports ball today.
Sports puck.
Yeah.
Puck. Sport
Excellent.
basket.
Well, let's get into some news on 4 wheels now. There is a little event that happened this last weekend called Pikes Peak International Hill Climb.
I've never heard of it. Sorry.
What is it?
It's a small local event that we have here in Colorado. We talked about it on.
Ice pork. What?
We talked about it on podcast number 1. We went over a couple different points, and the one I thought maybe we hit the least actually ended up being a pretty big topic this week. That was the weather. There was about an hour, hour and a half delay. The road was still frozen by the time they were trying to start the race.
Oh.
And then a couple days later, there was a dumping of snow on top.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Well, That is one of the special things
it's
about
so true.
about the race, right? That it's that you never know what weather is going to hit, and that it can change in a matter of minutes, and it's a dynamic, wild, unique thing.
That is the mountain. The mountain decides for us, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I do think it is pretty funny that we kind of touched on it, and weather definitely did exactly what I think all of us expected it to do, is to be completely goofy.
Be a pain
And
in
it
the
does,
ass.
yeah, it be a pain in the ass. And I think it's right, as Hayden says. I mean, that's part of the challenge of the hill climb is not perfect weather with perfect temperature and perfect, temperature and all this stuff. It is like that variable has to be factored in and accounted for, and then you got to adapt and overcome it whilst you're doing the climb. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, and for qualifying, you get to the faster qualifiers get to go earlier, and especially this year that they had no bikes, it was the
Right.
cars were starting earlier than even before. So it's more of a disadvantage if you are in a slower class, or if you're qualifying down the order in your class, having to run later, because the later the day goes, more into the afternoon, the bigger chance for weather. I mean, I've been up there when it just started hailing on us, and they only ran the lower portion for the last half or so of the cars.
Right. Do you think anybody goes there and thinks about that and goes, got to qualify mid pack, even though I know I could qualify a hell of a lot better, just because the weather can be so unpredictable, to hedge my bet?
Well, I
mean,
think
do you
they're
think
trying to.
that-
I think they're trying to go faster to go earlier.
Right. I mean, kind of makes you wonder. I mean, I would personally go faster just to go earlier, because in theory that weather should be pretty stable at the beginning. And as we all know, Colorado, the later it gets, the most stupider it gets.
That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's sandbagging up there. Really, I think everyone's looking to make some good times and get up that mountain as fast as possible. Yeah, the first vehicle up the mountain was a pretty wild looking diesel truck, and I believe, I may be wrong about this too because I did not do enough research again. May have broken the diesel record. Anybody else hear that?
Do we know who that was or what car that was? I'm sitting here looking at the results, and I didn't see. I mean, you hear diesel in Pikes Peak and you think Mike Ryan, but I did not see Mr. Ryan on here. So, yeah, I also didn't do enough research to figure out who that was.
Somebody do some Googling quick, and we will move on. The opposite of diesels, 2 electric cars went up the mountain. One guy we talked about last week, Randy. Randy put a pretty solid time up in their Model 3 from Tesla of 11 minutes 4 seconds, 131. But instantly, I think the run after was beat by Blake Fuller with 11 minutes 02 802. So two electric cars making some pretty quick runs up there in, I think, some pretty lightly modified electronic vehicles.
Well, I think I did not see Blake's run. I noticed, yeah, just about 3 seconds faster than actually just a little over 1 second faster than our man Randy there. But yeah, Randy had a technical issue. It looked like from, if you watch how the car was pulling at the bottom versus how it ended up about halfway up or even less, he had really low power. So I got to think that Randy would have been able to push that thing to closer to a 10 minutes 30 or 10 minutes 15 or something like that. I think he lost a ton of time at the top because that's the really high speed section.
Yeah, he was saying he was having problems. You
could see him
coax it to go faster and faster.
He was doing
yeah.
He was saying come on, or like let's go, and doing gestures with his hands. So
did you see him give the cheer when he made it past that?
Yeah, I fully expect. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
best. I fully expected him to do something when he got through bottomless pit.
Yep. That was
Randy
good to
is
see.
Rand is a guy that's used to being on video while driving, so it's always fun to watch him get in a car and thrash something.
Yeah,
and-
but great to see him finish after that. Pretty tough crash in practice. So in that sense, it's great they didn't. But yeah, you don't have time to shake the car down, and sometimes you have issues.
Absolutely, hell of an effort by Unplugged Performance. Give them a quick shout out for getting that turned around with a brand new car and all of their modifications back on it, despite maybe having some technical problems. But just getting it on the mountain again and up is one hell of a feat. So
Yeah, 48 hours to replace everything that was broken on there, to take it off of the new car and onto their race car. So yeah, absolutely.
definitely. Would have to mention the king of the mountain this year, Clint Bashholtz, with a 9-minute 35-second 490. Just a heifer run by him, but still a few minutes off the record. I just think that thing's staying up for a long, long time with the IDR. I don't know if anyone's breaking that for quite a while.
What
There's
kind
no
of car?
chance.
What kind of
There's no-
car did Clint have? Do we know?
Clint
It's
had,
an open. It's a Pikes Peak open wheel.
Ah.
It's its own. It's a specialized class. But yeah, they're basically kind of an old school like higher riding open wheel like dirt car, and it has big wings on it, and kind of mid mounted V8 with the transaxle.
all the racy parts.
Basically.
It is listed in the roster as a 2013 Ford Open. That's
Yeah,
what kind of car it is.
It's a little garage special, but
Yeah.
Pikes Peak open wheel class.
Absolutely. Want to issue a little bit of a correction from last week. I think we said the second fastest time ever was another competitor in 2018. That obviously I missed. Sebastian Loeb's second fastest time at 8 minutes and 13 seconds, 8:78 from 2013 in the Peugeot 208. Sebastian's time is a heck of a time for a gas-powered car, and I think that will stay for a long, long time as well.
I mean, the goat of rallying, the greatest, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of great ralliers over the year. That guy is your Michael Jordan, your all time great. So yeah, that's still an awesome video to watch that Red Bull put out that year. And you just to have the nose cam going all the way up and seeing like how tight he's cutting some of these lines and stuff. Oof.
Was 2013 the first year it was all blacktop?
They paved it in
Close to
2012.
that. Yeah,
I don't know
so
if
it must have
2012. I don't know if 2012's event was on a fully paved road. It may have been 2013 was the first fully paved event. Be true, yeah. Want to issue a quick shout out to Eric last week. One of our listeners. We asked for some maths to be done, and he delivered on some maths. The average speed for the time up the mountain, assuming the full 12.4 mile course, 93.58 miles per hour. So thanks, Eric. At Pattern Draft Imaging. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that.
And that was for the fastest run, right? The seven.
Fastest run, yeah.
So that's Romain Dumas and the VW
that was the IDRs. Yep.
Yeah, and just you mentioned earlier, I don't think you're wondering if that thing will be beaten. If another manufacturer, if someone with the resources of a Volkswagen Auto Group wants to do it, because that thing was made for that task, and they took Romain Dumas, and if you're not familiar with him, Porsche factory driver for years and years, won 24 hours of Le Mans multiple times, and just decides that he loves Pikes Peak, and he's now experienced at that too. So Volkswagen took him and said, all right, well, I guess you're our guy to do this thing. We want to show off what we can do with electric, because we're not that dirty diesel company anymore, right, guys?
Right.
Right.
But that'd be quite the feather in the cap for any manufacturer to beat they have the fastest time. Come back and beat VW. Come back and claim that title of the
And I think some people, and I
champion of
think
the mountain.
if you're a real motorsports head, I think you know that there's something cooler, something a little bit more special about that record than the Nürburgring. Because the Nürburgring is dangerous, but at the end of the day, you're not going to fall off a mountain if you make a
Right.
mistake. You're going to hit the barrier.
I have a feeling we're going to see a certain American automaker investing a lot of money in electric vehicles make a run at that in the next couple of years here. I'm a little biased because I own a Ford, but I think Ford's going to take a crack at that someday.
Well, it would be good. It would be good to
Ford.
see. Yeah, I thought you were going Tesla there for a second. I was like,
oh,
I thought he was going Pontiac there for a second. So
going what?
Here's one of the best descriptions of the Pikes Peak
Pontiac.
race.
Yeah, Pontiac. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Here's one of the best descriptions of the Pikes Peak race that I found. Mario Andretti once said, "There are places where if you go off, you will starve to death before you hit the bottom."
He's the best.
Great.
He has such good
That's
quotes.
That's excellent.
It's hard to beat that one.
It is pretty hard to beat.
I'm glad you found that.
So just circling back on the diesel pickup. So that's like a 49 Ford F1. It was Scott Birdsall, and it's a 6.7 liter Cummins. Did the time in 11:24.065.
Excellent.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, thank you for finding that out. I could have looked down the list and seen, wait, 1949. What in the heck?
Yeah. But. So, yeah, I figured I would look that up. Now I'm back to looking at, I'm looking at others.
I think maybe the coolest car of the entire day, the very first run, and considering they were trying to thaw the track out at the top, I'm not sure a 1949 Ford would have been the first thing that I wanted to get up there in. So big balls to that guy. Yeah, heck yeah.
Get that bad boy up there.
Absolutely.
So we'll get into some weekend events here. I wanted to hit a quick weather forecast for the weekend. I think that might help some people listening out, whether they're gonna take the Garage Queen out this weekend. It is supposed to be clear all weekend long, almost no chance of precipitation, and hot AF. That is what I have written down and underlined. Hot AF.
We got a small respite there for a bit, but it didn't last an entire week.
No, but it will cool down next week as well. Again, just like it did this week.
Hopefully.
No, it's supposed to.
Some of us are not running. Some of us don't have great cooling systems for the power we're making, Terry.
Well, hey, the RAV4 is an amazing, power box. So
yeah, your RAV4 rally car you got there. At least
the RAV4
tend to drive it like one.
I do. That car's gonna kill me. So
us turbo fellows will be a lot happier when it cools down a little bit, huh?
Get that turbo weather.
Oh yeah,
that's right. That's Steve. That's Steve now too. Steve
was
on
right.
Steve for the longest time. For the longest time, Steve was the NA guy, and that's why I recommended, and probably with a few others said, "Hey, you seen this GT350 over here?" And he ended up picking one up, and now he's to the land of darkness, the turbos,
the dark side. Yes,
the dark side.
Once you go boost, you know what they say.
You regret it every moment of your life. No, okay.
Yeah. Welcome to the land of leaks.
You blow up your car on a dyno.
All right, let's get into some events going on this weekend. The first one I wanted to highlight was a precision driving school going on at Pikes Peak International Raceway this weekend. Pretty cool event going on. I don't know how many of you out there have participated in any kind of professional or precision or racing driving schools or classes, but they're always really cool. I can't stress enough how much you should get out there and do this. Get to a track, take your car there. It doesn't matter what you have. Take a precision driving school. Just go do the thing. Get to a track, beat up on your car a little bit. It's so much fun. So this particular event at Pikes Peak International Raceway is being hosted by the guys at Vintage Racing here in Colorado, rmvr.com, if you want to go check that event out.
You said Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing?
Yes, thank you. Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing.
Yeah.
The precision driving school is $300. It sounds like a steep entry point, but that amount of money will save you more time on your lap times than any tires or intakes or anything else could possibly get you. So,
Well, that's
spend the money.
including your track time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
No, it's not
That
bad.
is-
No, it's not bad
yeah.
at all.
it's
Yeah,
really
for
solid.
some solid instruction. And I was just gonna say, Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing is a really good organization. I've had a few friends go on their rallies and stuff, and they really got their stuff together. So this is something I would absolutely do myself.
A couple years ago, I attended their corner workers school, and it was like a couple days, and it was firefighter training, all the flags, all the different stuff. It was a good class.
It's a good way to see races. Steve, have you ever taken advantage of that?
Of being a corner worker,
Be a corner worker at like an IMSA race or something?
I have not.
It's a good way to see a race, man. And it's not Formula One. It's right up your alley.
Yeah, but no Taylor Swift, okay? No Taylor.
Steve is a big swizzle stick.
Yes, he is.
I mean, who's
we're gonna
not?
we're gonna
if we're gonna be
really divulge a lot of personal information about
Yes,
Steve
we are.
on this podcast. Me and Terry
gonna
just
say
love it.
stuff.
Don't give away all my secrets.
Well, we're not gonna tell him. We'll
No,
save
we
a
won't
little
give away
bit
all your
from him, but as far as like the taste in art, we gotta talk about that a little bit.
There's lots of inside stuff that we're gonna go out, and most of you are gonna go, "What the hell are they talking about?"
Yeah, definitely check out these driver school. I mean, if you can get into a BMW or some other car club's HPDE, which is a high performance drivers education class. That's usually a weekend event or one day. You take your pick, one day, a Saturday or a Sunday, or both days.
Yep.
Pre-COVID, you'd be sitting in the car with your instructor. You're connected on a headset, and he's telling you what to do as you're driving, where to brake, where to accelerate, where to turn. All those things are excellent for helping you to learn the track and learn how to go faster safely. So, highly recommended.
Yeah, I'm super into track days and the whole thing too. And yeah, if you've never done it before, always a good idea to get instruction, but particularly if you're just doing it for the first time, because you don't, a lot of times you don't know what to expect, or you don't know what your car is going to do when if you're braking from 130 miles an hour down to 80 quickly, or you're
right. You
it's
want
a whole different thing
safely.
Then. Yeah, and it's a whole, and that's the place, and that's kind of the point, is that's the place. If you do want to drive your car at 10 tenths and become a better driver and learn like the actual capabilities of your car, that's the place to do it. It's not out in the canyons when it's the same risk as Pikes Peak. If you mess up, you're going to fall off a mountain. Or there's other car, you're going to hit a car head on, or a motorcyclist. It's at a track, because you know what, if you mess up and you spin, they probably most organizations will give you a black flag. You'll have to go in. They'll say, "Hey, what happened there?" And you say, I came in to turn 4 too fast and lost it." They're like, "All right, get back out there." They just want to hear you tell them.
So this event is going. Yeah, definitely. This event is going on this weekend. This podcast is going to air Friday. That is probably the last moment possible to sign up for this. So if you're listening to this and you want to take advantage of this, stop listening. Stop listening right now. Get to the internet. Go to rmvr.com and sign up for it.
And there'll always be another event you can catch. These are just this is the
Definitely.
Yeah, it's one of many track track instructional HPDE type days. Like Steve said, BMW Club, Porsche Club, NASA, SCCA all have stuff like this, and they all have local chapters you can check out.
Most definitely. The next event going on that I wanted to highlight, Rally for Pause. This is going to be at Vehicle Vault, which everyone is pretty familiar with at this point, I think. Starts Saturday at 9:30 at Parker, Colorado. 9:30 a.m. and they are going to move from Vehicle Vault to Ferrari of Denver at some point. I didn't look at what the time was, but meet at Vehicle Vault at 9:30. They are selling tickets, so this is an event that is supporting your local animal shelters and animal rescues. Who doesn't love supporting our furry friends? Not the kind of furry Terry's into, but the other furry friends.
Yeah, I don't know the Ford Focus that sucks. Moving on there, Alex.
Tickets on Eventbrite are $30 a car. There is a limit to 2 people per car. They want to make sure they're raising some money for these places. So I would insist everyone attend this event. Make your donation. Lunch is included. Raffles are included. So this isn't just $30. You're getting a little bit of thing for your value. So yeah, definitely make it out to this one, guys.
No, that's excellent. Sounds like good stuff. Is it just do you know if it's any particular shelters or just like a few of the local ones or what?
I did a little bit of digging to see if I could find exactly where they were donating to. I don't know. But with the amount of people that are involved in this, I have to imagine it's going towards some decent causes. So.
Oh yeah, no, I mean obviously, yeah, they're Vehicle Vault and Ferrari of Denver are all good people.
Yeah.
I wasn't questioning that at all. I was just wondering if there was a particular shelter it was going to.
For sure, I do not know, but yeah, I'm sure they've highlighted a couple.
I'm sorry, Alex. I'm gonna stop putting you on the spot, dude. I'm sorry.
I'm looking
You're
at
exposing my lack of research.
I'm looking at their Eventbrite. There's not much on the specifics of which shelter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure somebody, after you buy a ticket and you attend the event, track somebody down and ask them, and I'm sure they'll be able to tell you.
But yeah, absolutely.
The next event, so we're another Tots and Tailpipes this Friday. We are back in Centennial. That's what we get for venturing out of our comfort zone, right? We went to another spot. We got slapped down just a little bit, so going back to our Centennial comfort zone, we like it there anyways, right?
Hey, they like us. We like them. It's nothing. It's just a great relationship.
Yeah, I didn't quite realize that bringing business to a Sonic was contentious. So, lesson learned.
We had a lot of people. They weren't quite prepared. I think we made a
Please. Right, but they are a fast food industry, not prepared for people to turn the F up, please.
Well, and I think there's a little bit of that mentality of like, on a Friday night, I guess they're probably used to flipping those drive-in stalls, and they want to I don't know, they want to keep those open.
I thought they'd be used to flipping burgers, but I was wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, because I'm trying to think because the usual the setup we will take up a lot of the stalls in Centennial, but they get healthy drive-through traffic all night. So I don't know.
No,
I don't.
I've learned that not all Sonics are the same.
Yeah,
and I have to take that lesson, learn it, and next time if we go somewhere different we've not been before, I will make the phone call to the manager and just say, hey, we're coming. You want us there? Just trying to make sure I clear the air and not surprise them. It wasn't anything terrible. It was just I was a little surprised.
I think
I wasn't even out of my car yet. He started talking. It was interesting. It was interesting.
They just weren't quite prepared. As a previous manager of restaurants for about a decade myself, sometimes it just catches you a little bit off guard. You weren't mentally prepared for it, and we'll give them the benefit of the doubt there and try to let them know we're coming next time. So no hard feelings, Sonic, except with Terry. Terry has some hard feelings.
No, I wouldn't say that. What I was saying is very simply this. If you do not anticipate that you're going to be busy because you're in the fast food industry and it's a Friday night and there's a chance you're going to be busy, then I have no fucking sympathy for you. And to come out,
we will promptly edit this out, Terry. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Marking the time.
Mark this time. Edit this out. We are.
It's all good.
We're a podcast of the people.
I'll get there, Alex. Notes are being made.
Excellent.
So for this Sonic Friday, it is back at our regular location in Centennial. It's at Arapahoe in South Lima. There's an address somewhere, but if you look up Arapahoe in South Lima Sonic, you'll find it. And 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and come up, talk cars, grab a slushie, uh, you know, give some business to Sonic because we're parking in their parking lots and milling around. Oh, also, if you're walking around with groups of people, please wear a mask, social distance, all that stuff. We don't want to spread the crud, so do your part. Thanks.
Do not spread the crud.
I can get
That
down
should
with
be
that.
it's a hashtag in waiting. Steve is
Should
just
be.
a hashtag machine over there.
Oh
Should
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Steve, I'll let you finish your sip of beer real quick, and then transition to you for the Applebee's Westland Town Center huge annual car show event.
Coke Zero, but let's see.
had to let
Yeah.
everybody know.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just saw this scrolling through the event list. I know. I think Rob, one of our co-admins, Rob, attends the Applebee's event pretty regular basis. Annual event, hundreds of cars, from my understanding, and it's happening on Monday, Labor Day, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I don't know how it's going to look in this current, COVID environment, but just wanted to post that one up there for everybody to be
Excellent.
aware of. That's all.
As everyone is getting over their hangovers Monday morning, make sure you are sufficiently sober, and then drive over to Applebee's of Westland Town Center for a nice big car show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A quick update.
I don't have anything to add. Sorry.
Yeah, me neither. I'd say let's move on to the next topic about No Lafayette this
Yeah,
Saturday.
quick update on the Lafayette Cars and Coffee that happens pretty regularly. They have canceled that for this weekend, so just so everyone knows, that is not happening this weekend. They will be back next time, I'm sure. But yeah,
Well,
let everyone know.
hasn't been back since February. I guess would have been the most recent. I'm assuming that they didn't have the March.
It might have had the March because the zombies
Still a
didn't hit
bit, still a
until
bit early.
March.
Sorry, I was watching the stock market. I was already in a I don't know, bad thought prison at that point.
No, I think they had the March one.
Yeah.
There you go, pushing back again.
But just I only mention it because it's kind of been the norm that they haven't had it since the whole global situation has unfolded.
Yeah, and they're keeping us updated. They'd like to have it too, but just can't right now.
Do you know if that because some outdoor car shows, I mean, I guess not of that scale, are going on? Is it do we know if it's more of like, obviously I'm not going to blame Adams, but like, is it kind of they don't want the liability, or more of a Lafayette type of thing?
Following the rules laid down
Yeah.
by Lafayette about how many people, et cetera, and they already know.
Well, I know it's massive. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And why? So they already know there's no other way to do this because they can't just limit people coming in and stuff. So they're just going, well, until they are allowed to be free flowing again, they're pretty going to keep canceling.
Yeah, I think just being responsible, making sure that hundreds of people aren't showing up in the same spot, and don't feel like taking that on. And who could blame them really in this current environment? So
Yeah, I think the cap is still 175 for outdoor
Yeah.
events. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Lafayette would just smash that so easily.
Yeah. They'll have 175 people in Subarus like that.
when they reconvene again and the first event does happen, we will make sure to let everyone know, because there will be a massive turnout there. I'm sure everyone's been waiting for that for a good long time.
No doubt. That was always the big cars and coffee of the area. So yeah, do miss that one myself, but yeah, there's perfectly good reasons we can't have it right now. So
Absolutely. We want to do some quick admin shout outs to the admin group for Colorado Cars and Coffee. We are doing all kinds of new stuff all over the place, always trying to expand a little bit. Steve, CEO, I'll let you take over from there.
Yeah, sure. Terry is doing our Facebook giveaway for 2 tickets to Hot Import Nights down in Colorado Springs, September 19th, I believe. And also, one of our admins is giving away 2 tickets on Instagram, and is that Dan? Who's doing that on Instagram for us?
I do think Dan's handling that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Dan. So both of those contests are underway. They're both running for a few days. So make sure you head over to our Instagram and Facebook group and check them out. If you want a couple tickets for general entry, please enter the contest. And good luck.
Yes, please enter. Giving away 2 tickets. Hot Import Nights. So you can see it on our Facebook page. It's actually in the announcements. It's pinned up front, and we do bump that post almost every single day, sometimes twice a day. So it's always is constant. Just simply enter. Let us know what your craziest or strangest build or whatever you've seen that way, and tell us the story.
If you're planning on going anyway, might as well go for free.
Exactly right. That's 2 people can go for free.
True that.
And if you weren't planning on going and you do get tickets for free, then yeah,
right.
Maybe it's a little night out with the lady or something. You never know.
Maybe it's Jesus telling you should have gone to Hot Import Nights and
make a new friend.
Tickets.
Absolutely.
We also have a discount code special for Colorado Cars and Coffee for tickets itself.
It's CO C&C VIP for $10 off each vehicle registration and 20% off each ticket.
There Excellent. It is.
And it's best to get tickets now because they're cheaper the earlier you buy.
I think that passed already because that was like September 1st was the deadline on that.
Well, then buy them at the gate.
No, because
I'm sorry.
Then your percentage discount will go even further now.
They have tier 1, which was, and then there's tier 2, and then after that it's buy at the gate.
I wish that was tier 1. Or is it tier 0?
So tier 1 is over. Now it's like tier 2, and I can't remember when that ends. And then after that is basically at the door. So if
tier 1 are Porsche owners, is that right, or is that tier 0?
No, tier 1 are Porsche owners.
Getting into inside jokes with mine and Steve and Terry's group of friends.
A damn thing we're talking when it comes to that. But if you go to Hot Imports Night's website, when you go to purchase tickets, it actually clearly states what it is for like a discount. If you were early enough to do it, they called that tier 1. Then they have a second opportunity for a discounted ticket. They call that tier 2. And then when that expires, they have you were too cheap and lazy, and now you got to pay full price.
But the point is that if you get, by the time this podcast is released, that discount code will still work for tickets.
For tier 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Use our discount code, get money off of the tickets, go to the event.
Yeah.
Join us there. We'll be there. We're going to try to live podcast. We're going to try to do some interviews. See us there.
I'm really looking forward to our man on the street segment. It's going to be very exciting stuff.
It will be an interesting time at the very, very least.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to attend. I'm gonna have to attend just for that, I think.
And if any of you guys are entering your car into the event, shout us out and let us know, and we'll try to work our way over to you and talk to you.
Absolutely. All right, I think that covers most of our topics for this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let us know that we were terrible, or if we stumbled into something decent here. If you want to continue listening, what content are you interested in? You can get a hold of us at any of our multiple points of contact. Join our Facebook group, Colorado Cars and Coffee. Follow us on Instagram at CO Cars and Coffee, all spelled out one word. Tweet us at CO Cars and Coffee. That's where we get a little bit more wild. And that is it for part 2, Mark 2.
Mark 2.
Peace out.
In the books. See ya.
Peace out, Colorado.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you later.
R.I.P. Bob Werman.